Hi and welcome to Raw Law. My name's Stella and I want to get you thinking about your rights as an artist. If you're any kind of creative person, an artist, a performer or a musician, a filmmaker or a writer, this DVD will explain some important rights for you in plain English. There are a whole pile of laws out there that protect you and your work, but we're going to focus on three main areas: copyright, moral rights and agreements. Legal stuff can be hard to understand, so what we've done is made a few stories that show you what we're talking about. Let's start with copyright. You may have seen this symbol before, maybe on a CD or in a magazine. This is the copyright notice. In every artwork you make, in every performance, film, photograph, poem or song you hear, there is this thing called copyright. Copyright is something you own, something that is owned by you when you create something. Copyright protects you and the work that you make. So what does copyright mean? Copyright means people need your permission to do some things with your work, like copy it. Unless you're employed by someone to make artwork, you're the owner of copyright in your work. So you have the power to say yes or no when someone asks to use your work for something. As soon as you make your work, you own the copyright. You don't have to use the copyright symbol to get copyright. It just shows people who the copyright owner is. There are laws that protect you and your work. Remember that. Coming up next is a story from an artist friend of mine. This will show you what they call a copyright infringement. Copyright infringement is when someone does something with your work without your permission. Let's take a look.
Hey, nice work.
Thanks.
Excuse me. Thanks, mate. See ya.
See ya.
What do you think?
You didn't ask me you can do that.
Huh? Just a t-shirt.
What are you doing? You can't use my work without my permission.
Huh?
Take it, I'll throw it in the bin, or else you'll be hearing from my lawyers.
So there you go. Can you believe that guy? Photographing and copying that painting without his permission? Which brings us to the next big thing, your moral rights. If you're a creative person, someone who makes art, works in theatre, music, films or writes, you have moral rights in relation to your work. Moral rights means two big things. First, that people know when you are the creator of a work. This is the Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci, painted nearly 500 years ago. If he made this artwork today, he'd have a right to have his name shown with his work. Moral rights also means that your work is not treated in a way that hurts your reputation, makes you look bad or feel upset. Moral rights are about keeping a connection between you and your work, like your name next to an artwork in an exhibition, or your name in the credits of a film, or having your name shown with any writing you've had published. If someone doesn't show your name with your artwork, or treats your work in a way that hurts your reputation, you can do something about it. Here's my artist friend again, in a bit of a pickle. Let's see how moral rights applies to him and his artwork.
Hey Matthew, what do you think? Looks good, hey?
It really does look good. My name is not on the label.
Don't worry about it, I think it looks fine.
It's really important to have my name on my work.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. There you are, Matthew. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Thank you for doing the right thing.
What do you reckon? Good thing he knew he had rights. Remember? Moral rights. Having his name next to his artwork protects his moral rights. So does speaking up about it. Now let's look at another example of moral rights, this time for a performer.
Hi there. What do you think?
Ooh.
This isn't good enough.
But it's just a poster.
I should be on the poster, goddammit.
Actually, you're right. You should be on the poster. I'll fix it.
Yeah.
Have a look at this. I fixed it.
I don't know, that looks better.
Looks great.
It looks so cool.
What nearly happened there is what you call an infringement of moral rights. It ended well, thank goodness, but only because she knew her rights. And she spoke up. It's important that if you reckon any of your rights as a performer are being infringed, you speak up. Talk to the director, or a friend, or someone you trust. Now let's look at number 3 on our chart-busting legal hit list, something important to all artists: agreements, otherwise known as contracts. A contract is like a promise between people. It's an understanding, a deal. Most often they're either written or spoken. You'll come across contracts in entry forms, say when you enter your work into a festival or competition, consent and release forms, when someone wants to show images of you or your work in public, studio agreements, funding agreements, gallery agreements. They're all over the place. But why are they important? Because they make sure that the other person or organisation you're working with will actually do what they say they will, especially when they're written on paper and signed by each person. Just make sure you understand what you're signing though. It's your right to have it written in simple words or in a way you can understand, like Braille or large print. Here's a quick example of what I'm talking about.
That was great. If you do that on opening night, it'll be a sellout. Ah, Robert, we're just rehearsing the first scene.
I'll grab my script.
Before we start, I need you to read through and sign this consent form.
I might show my friend before I sign. So what it says is, they're going to film me in the show, then put it on the website. Are they going to have my name there as well?
Yes. See here it says you'll get a credit.
Okay, cool. I'll sign it then. Here you go, all signed.
Great, Robert. Now we can get on with it.
He is so on the ball. The agreement was clear, it was balanced, it was straightforward. You've got to love that. Just remember though, make sure you understand an agreement before you sign it. Only make promises you can keep. Whatever the agreement is about, make sure that it's fair and protects you and your work. Ask a friend for help, or better still, get some legal advice. Knowing your rights as an artist is super important. Knowing also that your work is yours and that there are good laws to protect you as an artist is something you can't forget. That's what Raw Law is all about. If you want more information, you can either take a look at the Raw Law booklet or go to our website, or the Arts Law Centre of Australia. Just remember, your art, your rights.